Just how woke is woke enough? Greetings and welcome back to Here's What I Heard. I'm Laura the Goddess, your hostess. Thank you for clicking on my little acre of the internet today. Today's video is going to include 3 topics I'd like to discuss. I want to introduce you to my latest hero for free speech, who has broken the internet twice now as of the recording of this video. I have a comment about the Snow White ride controversy. Try saying that 5 times fast. If you can call it a controversy. And I definitely have some commentary on Madam Jenner's new endeavor. But before I get into all of that, please make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. A donation would be the ultimate, and I'm still sending out unique gifts for your donations. I'm also posting on other platforms due to the censorship that has been happening here. All my links are below. Click on some of them, will ya? First, my new free speech hero and a person who has been saying pretty much the same things that I have since I can remember. But guess why no one's ever listened to me? Her name is Savannah Edwards, and I will let her speak for herself.
For those of us who are not black men, imagine watching the news and seeing how people...
Imagine being a black man and being told by some white lady with a microphone that you and the criminal on TV are one and the same because you look alike. Imagine being told by society that white people can be all that they can be, but you as a black man, the content of your character is completely irrelevant. You are the color of your skin and that is all you will ever be. Imagine being told you can't figure out how to vote because of the color of your skin. Socioeconomics affects everyone, but apparently you're not as smart as the poorest white person. Lady, I don't want to hate you. I'm a 90s kid. I grew up with you. So I know you're very talented. I understand your heart is in the right place, but you are everything you preach against. You're not helping. You're making things worse. You're causing more division. You're causing more fear. Statistically speaking, I am more likely to be shot and killed by my black elderly neighbor across the street than the cop who patrols my neighborhood. Statistically speaking, homicide by cop is very rare, but people like you find power in fear, so you keep it front page news. You don't have to be a white supremacist. You can be better.
And when people started making nasty comments about that video, she came out with this one.
I see this comment all the time. It's so dumb. So you're trying to invalidate the opinions of those in the comment section based on the color of their skin and then trying to make me feel guilty for speaking in the first place. Because that's all that means. So dumb. What you're implying is that I, as a black person, am supposed to think and speak a certain way and only a certain way. And yeah, that just doesn't fly for me. I do what I want. I say what I want, when I want. I don't do blind loyalty. I honor God and my mama, and I pledge allegiance to the flag. If you didn't birth me, die for me, and if your name's not Uncle Sam, I don't owe you a damn thing. If you're uncomfortable or feel a certain way, then say that so we can talk about it. You don't have to resort to racism as a defense mechanism. Progress starts with conversations. Stuff like this is what causes division. Anytime a black person goes against the grain, somebody comes up with this cliche of a comment. Try to engage in the conversation instead of projecting your prejudice. If you have nothing intellectual to add to the conversation, then just scroll.
This is the adult way to be, and she doesn't seem to care what you think about her. That's the way it should be for all people. We are Americans. Please start acting like it. The best part is that she would still be willing to talk to you about it if you're not abusive and try to act like some authority in everybody's lives. And she's a millennial, I think. There is hope yet. I would love to have her on my show, but she's already gone viral, so she's probably out of my league at this point. I'll get there someday, I hope. Anyway, a point that I'm going to make here is that the government wants to be in everybody's business, but they can't do it on their own. Not with people voluntarily. They have to have people that will do the kinds of things that we don't want our government to even be thinking about. These folks that keyboard warrior for a living, or seem to anyway, and that anonymously type things like the comment she was talking about there at the end, is just what the government needs. to keep the turmoil going so that no one pays attention to their ongoing and ever-looming tyrannous acts. This is also another reason to keep scrolling, but don't get me distracted. Next up, just a short bit about Snow White's ride debacle in Disneyland. I'm just going to read a short bit of this article from the New York Times Post. Did they merge? You'll get the gist of it from the first couple of paragraphs. It says, Disneyland could be forced to change Snow White ride over non-consensual kiss scene. Disneyland in California reopened on Friday with an updated Snow White's Enchanted Wish ride. However, critics are not happy with the ride's grand finale, which sees the prince give Snow White's true love's kiss when she is asleep under the witch's spell. Previously known as Snow White's Scary Adventures, the revamped ride takes a more warmer and inviting approach to the Disney classic after it was thought the original attraction was too scary for some children. What is it with all of the quote-unquotes in this paragraph? Good Lord. Reviewers. We don't know who any of these people are, except for this person that's writing the article, which is by New York Times Post. Could be anybody. In fact, this could be a robot article. Reviewers for California newspaper San Francisco Gate said, okay, we'd have to look up and see who all of those people are. A kiss he gives to her without her consent while she is asleep, which cannot possibly be true love if only one person knows it is happening. Okay, so they're experts on true love. Haven't we already agreed that consent in early Disney movies is a major issue? Who's we? I haven't consented to any of that. That teaching kids that kissing when it has not been established if both parties are willing to engage is not okay. Yeah, I guess if you're in their group, I was never asked. It is hard to understand why the Disneyland of 2021 would choose to add a scene with such an old-fashioned idea of what a man is allowed to do to a woman, especially given the company's current emphasis on removing problematic scenes from rides like Jungle Cruise and Splash Mountain. Cancel culture rides again. You know what? I'd like to know who some of these people are. They always say critics or sources. Nobody ever stands behind their statements anymore. And why are all these nameless, faceless people running everything? I suppose this storyline would be better for you if this happened.
Remember the lovely princess who was bewitched into a deep slumber until her Prince Charming came to break the spell?
Come on, wake up, you lazy good-for-nothing! Come on, wake up!
Yes, I know this was Sleeping Beauty, but you know she's next. She did have an unconsensual passed-out kiss too, and she was under somebody's spell. Now on to Madam Jenner. I call her that because that is what they will call this person if they become the governor of California. I'm going to discuss her opinion on transgenders in women's sports and her journey into politics and trying to get back into the elitist state she was in before her elitist family kicked Madam Jenner out. Probably, or as some on the left have claimed, because she is a Republican. Whoop-de-doo.
It's a Republican! Oh my God, it's a Republican! Run for your lives!
as an old rocker chick, I know I use that a lot, but that's what I tend to be. I don't give a shit what other folks do in their private lives. In fact, I don't even want to know. It's none of my business. So, okay, she wants to be a chick. I can actually see somewhat of the attraction there, especially since women have gained a whole lot of equality over the years, and frankly, we are much better to look at sometimes. These equalities in which I speak of are the ones in which we women have struggled and fought tooth and nail over the centuries and have won. But once we won these fights, there was nothing for folks to fight for anymore, so they started making things up. To the point of now, as far as I can tell, we're going backwards. I hate to say this, and it probably isn't going to be very popular. I have mentioned it before. But her opinion on not allowing trans women into women's sports seems to come from a little bit of experience.
It just isn't fair.
In fact, she being a candidate for governor of California now, it was bound to happen somewhere, somehow, even has her referring to her former self as Bruce, as a top-winning athlete, as a man, as one of his dreams. It's actually quite interesting. Only in America could anyone live the dreams of both sexes. So oppressed we are. After transition, which I still have my opinions and doubts about, but will keep them to myself for now, I never saw her once ever try to compete with women. It seemed to me like she always tried to fit in. Of course, her ardent supporters, who are now defaming her, gave her a huge platform and probably some cuddling as well. I mean, they even gave her her own reality show to show the world that she was truly the woman of the year, that was braver than all other women on Earth combined. Hell, if that ain't the patriarchy, then we are truly in the Twilight Zone. You know what I heard when that happened? Someone out there is so against women that they tried to prove and convince everyone that a man can be an even better woman than a woman. Now, I take offense to that, especially knowing the physical and mental junk that women go through that men will never, ever, 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 ever have to worry about. And I'm not talking about sexual harassment or physical abuses either. Talk about toxic.
It is ma'am. Take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a fucking sir.
Get out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance.
And then when I see stuff like this going around...
Do you support Katy Perry's call to end women's suffrage before the election?
Yes.
Do you think helping to end women's suffrage is a good cause for them to be a part of?
Oh yeah.
Do you support their plan to end women's suffrage?
Yeah, I think
long overdue.
That's good. That should be in place everywhere.
In today's society, I'm not sure why we still have that problem.
Right. Yeah, right? That's right. That's right. So I think it's good.
Ending
that's
women's
great.
Suffrage.
That's right. We need to end it.
To end women's suffrage, absolutely. I would support it. I would go to that concert, front row. Woo!
The campus of Ryerson University to see how the kids here on campus feel about, well, women's suffrage. We're starting a petition demanding authorities stamp out women's suffrage. Would you like to sign that, please?
Sure. I'd love to, yes.
Would you sign that petition?
Yeah, sure.
Would you sign this petition first? Sure. What do you think about women's suffrage?
I think it's horrible. I think that there's a level of aggression that's out there and they need healing, that they need to take self-awareness and really develop from that so that they can get along with the rest of all of us.
Did anyone order a word salad sandwich?
It's happening everywhere. I would love for more girls my age or youth or students to educate themselves about what's going on.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm doing this video.
You know, before I was very oblivious to stuff like this. I didn't know the depth of suffrage across the world.
Sorry From what you just said, you still don't have a clue.
So, could you quickly define that for me?
Just the whole idea of, suffrage and women.
I'm very disappointed in the fact that he didn't actually explain it to her. So, how could he have gotten a proper answer here? But listen to the word salad sandwich that follows.
Well, in general, I think women should be respected and treated as persons, even though you think that this has already been covered a couple of decades back. It's still an issue today, and I think that we need to create a collective effort as a society in order to at least diminish the problems that we're still facing today.
We're out here at Ohio State today trying to see how many people we can trick into signing a petition to take away a woman's right to vote and end women's suffrage. Would you like to help end women's suffrage? We're collecting names out here, writing a petition, send it to the university. Yeah. Sure, all right, yeah. Show the university that we care about women, care about ending women's suffrage. Yeah, just sign your name, we're sending it to the university. Cool. Just trying to help end women's suffrage, repeal the 19th Amendment. Worried about all these women, our sisters out here suffraging. Don't want them to have to bear that burden. It's too much responsibility. Trying to repeal the 19th, baby. Yeah, there you go. Would you sign a petition to end women's suffrage? Sure. How do you feel about Donald Trump's plans to end women's suffrage?
That'd probably be a good thing, I guess, if it actually happens.
Yeah. What about his plans to repeal the 19th Amendment?
It could be good or bad. It could go either way.
You want to sign a petition to help end women's suffrage?
Yes.
It kind of makes me nervous. Especially since it was mostly women who were in these videos ready to just sign their fought for freedoms away, not even knowing what the heck they were talking about. If you don't know what women's suffrage is, then please do some research on the 19th Amendment, I do believe. And you will also know why this statement is so dangerous.
But no amendment to the Constitution is absolute. But no amendment to the Constitution is absolute. No amendment is absolute. Is absolute.
Hey, you ladies that want to abolish women's suffrage, do you think that just because you're educated now, it just happened? This is why we need to bring back some kind of history studies or something back to the classroom, but don't get me distracted. Don't forget, I'm looking at all of this through the show business lens, and you know the number one rule of show business. By now, I am sure that everyone has seen Madam Jenner's new campaign ad.
I've always been a dreamer. Yet career politicians and their policies have destroyed that dream. The government is now involved in every part of our lives. They've taken our money, our jobs, and our freedom. California needs a disruptor, a compassionate disruptor. This past year has redefined our career politicians as elitists. California is facing big hurdles. Now, we need leaders who are unafraid to leap to new heights.
He does not want to finish second in this race. He wants the world record.
Who are unafraid to challenge and to change the status quo. So I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, I'm running to be governor for all Californians. And together, we'll restore and renew the California dream.
In my opinion, Madam Jenner produced what I call the classic Trump. Because Madam Jenner's story began with Kimberly Klasik's theme of pointing out and showing all the bad stuff happening in his state, and then their purpose for running to rebuild it, speaking about it the same way that Trump did during his campaigns. I don't know about you, but I think Madam Jenner will be the next Madam Governor of California, but I don't know anything. I'm just an old rocker chick looking in from the outside. I gotta say though, win or lose, Madam Jenner will have yet again used the golden rule of show business to to remain relevant and get attention and publicity, even if it was just for a short time. Not to mention the enormous amount of money that campaigns tend to attract. I noticed the madam has already had an exclusive interview on Fox, if that tells you anything. And I will tell you this as well. Just because I agree with the madam doesn't mean I think that she's the best person for the job. But you never know. I do hope you enjoyed my video today. If you'd like to support my work so that I can add you to my conversations too, please give me a like, a subscribe, a comment, and please share my videos. A donation would be the ultimate, and I'm still sending out unique gifts for your donations. I am also posting and soon to be posting exclusives on other platforms, as YouTube will soon be a ghost town for people like me. All my links are below. Click on some of them, will ya? Thank you for clicking on my little acre of the internet today. Until next time.
Thank you.